Hello and welcome to the 39th episode of the Python tutorial series. In last week's video, we learned how to read and write text files using Python code. Don't forget to check that video out if you haven't seen it yet. Also, if you have any questions or suggestions for topics you would like me to cover in future videos, then make sure to leave a comment below this video. Today, we will look at how to rename files as well as delete unwanted ones. These operations are both easier to do than you might think. So let's start with the first one first. Let's take the same example we had last week and assume we have a text file called newTextFile.txt saved in the same location as our code. In order to rename it, we need to use a special Python module called OS. If you followed my Anaconda installation tutorial, a link of which can be found in the top right-hand corner of your screen and in the video description, then this module will already be available and there is no need to install it. If it is not available for you, then you can follow the same steps we used to install the Numpy library. I've left a link to that video for you in the top right-hand corner of your screen and in the video description, so don't forget to check that out. Now that you have made sure to have the OS module correctly installed, we can carry on, and in order to rename our file, all we have to do is write os.rename, and then we give the function the current name of our file, which is called newTextFile.txt, followed by the new name we want to give our file. For example, we can call it hello world.txt. Now, if we run our code as usual by pressing the F5 key, you can see that the file name has indeed been changed to helloworld.txt. Like we saw in the previous tutorial, if you want to rename a file which is in a different location, you have to specify the entire directory. So if we want to rename the file that is inside this folder called example files, we would have to write os.rename, and then like last week we have our example files /new text file 2.txt, and then we have to give the function the new name of our file. So in this case, it would be called our example files / because of course we want to put the file inside of the same folder it was in originally. And then we can call it hello world 2.txt. Now in this case, the R outside the string is a special character that allows the / to be read correctly by the code. As you can see, by running the code, the file inside the folder has now been renamed to helloworld2.txt. I should mention that this process only changes the name of the file, not its content. If you want to modify the content of the file, then you will have to use the read and write commands we discovered in last week's episode. As usual, I'll leave a link to it in the top right-hand corner of your screen and in the video description. Now though, let's move on to deleting unwanted files. This is very similar to renaming a file and can be done by writing os.remove followed by the name of the file. So in this case, we can say hello world index.txt, which is the file we just renamed. If we run our code, we can see that the file has indeed been deleted. Remember that, like before, we can also delete the file inside this example files folder by simply specifying its full directory. With that, we have reached the end of the episode for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and if so, don't forget to leave a like and share the video. Also, make sure to join the Coding Specs community by subscribing to the channel. And if you have any questions or suggestions, make sure to leave a comment down below. As always, I look forward to seeing you next week for a new video. And until then, happy coding!